Looking at the back end of the Eagles secondary, which outside Darius and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, they have a youth movement of their own between Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, who have really stepped up in the playoffs. Playoff numbers, I have it on the screen here. Quinyon Mitchell, 5 receptions allowed on 15 targets for 24 yards, 0 touchdowns and 2 INTs. Cooper DeJean, 10 receptions allowed on 15 targets for 97 yards and 0 touchdowns. So neither of these guys have allowed more than 100 yards and no touchdowns. Last time we played the Eagles in the Super Bowl, arguably one of the worst wide receiver groups to win a Super Bowl. You can make the argument. I'm not saying it. You can make the argument is what I'm saying. Our receiver room, they combined for 11 catches for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns that game. Juju, 7 for 53. Justin Watson, 2 for 18. KT, 1 for 5, touchdown. Sky Moore, 1 for 4, touchdown. And like you said in the last topic, JD, this wide receiver room that we have is a far different animal to that wide receiver room that we had 2 years ago. I mean, like leaps and bounds, totally different. And in that last Super Bowl, Kelce, he had that great touchdown on that first drive of the game, 6 for 81 on a TD. Now, if you look at and also look at the secondary, right? These guys are badasses. But looking at the trends that we're seeing, and obviously Kelce had that 5-catch stretch for the last 15 games in the playoffs, broke last week. But I think there's something we can exploit here. Looking at the last 3 games for the Eagles, Tucker Kraft against the Packers, 5 for 26, nothing to write home about. Tyler Higbee, who you mentioned, the Rams, not one of their main contributors. You got Kupp and Nakua, DeMarcus Robinson. He goes 7 for 54 and a touchdown in that game. And then last week, Zach Ertz looked like he was Zach Ertz from 10 years ago, 11 for 104. Yes, against his old team, so there's a lot of extra juice there, and him and Sirianni have a beef, so there's little juice there. But 11 for 104 for Zach Ertz, who a lot of people were kind of throwing him away and they thought he should retire. So, JD, when you look at what we see from the Eagles over the last just the playoffs alone, the stretch that we've seen, do you think this is a team that's susceptible to Travis Kelce, kind of a throwback Kelce kind of game where he can kind of give it to him? Because, I mean, we're seeing Zach Ertz put up 11 for 104. I'm seeing, for me, that tells me, okay, Kelce can eat against these guys.
Absolutely. But I think it's not only just Travis Kelce. I think it's just the middle in itself. Watching their defense, they run a lot of man, a lot of zone. And so in zone, what we do well is get open. We have guys get open. And also, too, we can have guys that are fast and get past the defense. My thing is, when you sit there and you watch, I'm looking at the Ravens game because I was like looking to see what wide receivers you got, compare a little bit. Zay Flowers was taking them to task. He's a fast guy getting around, and he was just catching the football on them, too. Mark Andrews, I think, caught a touchdown. He was able to, get open on those guys. So your tight end, anything in the middle, Zay Flowers, and then, of course, they was like scramble drill, right? I heard the scramble drill. Okay, well, with us, that's what we run. We look to get open. We run in spots, and Patrick can throw you open. Those are the things that we do really well. So it ain't necessarily I'm looking just for the outside against Quinyon and Coop. I think that they are susceptible in the middle of being open. That's seam area, hook area. All those things are open. You can run deep ends, you can run basics and middle cross, all those different things, and get behind the linebackers with play action. That right there for me is where we should attack this defense. Okay, and that's just me doing a little film study, just watching some of the things that they bring about. But you got to get your running game started for that to happen, right? You got to get your run game to start that. I think I seen the stat that we're sitting there talking about it, that Patrick Mahomes is 8-0 against Vic Fangio, 8-0 against his defense. So Pat has been taking him to task for quite some time. And I know Vic is sitting there saying, I need to get the better of him right now. Well, guess what? Pat has better weapons than what you have seen before. And what we're going to do is we're going to exploit it with a Worthy, with a Hollywood Brown, with a D-Hop, with Travis Kelce, with Juju, with Justin Watson, with the Noah Gray. We got weapons all over the place. And we do. And I would say we have better weapons than anybody else that they've seen probably all year. In fullness, everything. It's full, man. You ain't never seen them. You ain't seen the likes of the Chiefs. So those guys got to get ready. They better get out of their back pedal quick, because we're gonna attack them. We're gonna attack them with a little bit of everything. And so that's what a good thing any of those guys do too, is they give you a lot to look at, which it confuses a lot of defense. Linebackers, safeties, corners, confuses everybody on what they're going to do. So I'm glad we got that film on it, what we was able to show last week, because now we give them a whole lot more to look at, a whole lot more to worry about. And are they going to do the counter option, or are they going to run, the wide receiver screen, or what are they going to, yeah, we're going to do all of it. The RPOs look good everything looked good. We was clicking. We were moving. Everything looked smooth. Same thing. That's what it's going to be. Next couple of weeks, when we go out there for the Super Bowl, their eyes better be open, because they need to be aware of every single thing, because you had to cover the entire field against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Isn't it amazing how we talk about so much change can happen in 2 years? And we were talking about the Eagles starting offense, but when you look at 2 years ago, Juju was our number one receiver. Now Juju's like our number 5, right? I mean, Worthy, Hollywood, D-Hop. And then we're talking about Juju's like, if he gets a catch in a game, it's like, okay, great. There you go. That's contribution right there, Juju. Hell yeah. But like that game was 7 for 53. That game, by and large, you could make the argument, was one of the reasons why he got the big check he got in New England. He played, he balled out for us. But like, we're talking about him being the number 4 now on this team. And you could say Eagles changed all they want on that defensive side of the ball, but like we changed too for the better.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And so we know Juju's gotten a little older, but he knows how to get open. We seen that last week. He made 2 big plays for us. And that's the thing. We said this offense is one of those, it can be any given Sunday. Any guy can get off for us. It's not just one guy that you need to stop. You got really legit 4 or 5 guys that you need to keep your eyes on, because then them to hit their head on the goalpost. So maybe Juju didn't have the speed to hit his head on the goalpost last week, okay? But he could damn sure get close enough to it.
Someone commented on one of our videos talking about our Juju praise and said, do you think there's a chance that Juju could just I'm gonna pose this question to you, Jay, because you are the tight end. Obviously Juju can block on the edge, on the outside. We've seen him; he's really shown it off. Obviously, injuries and stuff has gotten to him a little bit over time. He's taken away some of his athleticism. But do you think there's a little bit of a chance that Juju could make the conversion to being a tight end as he ages and as he continues to go in his career? Someone asked that question in our chat. You don't think so?
No, heck no. Juju won't want to do that. So, no, let's not disrespect Juju like that.
Oh, you think? But okay, if he did want to make that transition, could he make that transition?
Could he?
Saying, yeah, could he make that transition based on body type and everything you see from him? Could he do that?
I mean, he had to stay out in the slot. He better not put his hand in the dirt trying to get in with the big boys. That's a whole different thing. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. So, no.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, Wendy. She says she's leaving out. So,
come on, Wendy. Come on.
Oh, she got to get up in the morning. Good night. Thank you, Wendy, for coming. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Wendy.
We eat now. Shoot.
I thought it was an interesting question though. The person who posed, I was like, that's not bad. He's a good blocker on the outside, but yeah.
Well, man, don't do that. Look, listen. Okay, let me make this clear. Every time everybody wants to change a position or something, everybody wants to come run to the tight end. We ain't gonna do that. We built a little different, okay, with the tight ends. We jack of all trades, do a little bit of everything, right? But you got to be built for that. Okay, they try to get Tim Tebow. Let Tim Tebow be a tight end. Okay, he got folded up real quick. Oh, he could be a tight end. Okay, sure. All right. You see him roll as soon as he had to make a block. He wanted to get out of the way of the defensive end real quick. He won't block nobody. They ain't gonna ask him to do that.
I think it's more about fans know maybe like there's going to come a time where it's a cutoff where Juju won't be able to play a receiver on this team anymore as he ages a little bit. They want preservation. They want to be able to keep Juju somehow. And they think by throwing him at a tight end that'll keep him around.
And look, Juju is playing like a Robert Woods right now, right?
He is.
He's a solid player. That's what you need. You need solid players on teams, especially with these young folk that we got. We got a young crew of wide receivers. Juju's great for the locker room too. He can teach them how to block on the outside. Juju is perfect where he is at. He needs to stay right there.
Yeah. Yep. And hey, number one as our receiver in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Now he's at number 4 and number 5, and I'll take that all day long. Want to make some quick cash during the rest of the NFL playoffs? There's still time to embrace your inner underdog. Over the last 4 weeks, we have given 15 selections and have cashed on 13 of them, predicting higher or lower on multiple different player statistics. So we are ready to continue this heater into the conference championship and beyond. So if you've yet to download the Underdog app, do so now and get free cash. Click the link in the description or use promo code CHIEFCONCERNS, that's one word, to claim your free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. It's conference championship weekend, so let's continue to keep the good vibes in 2025.
My mom says, I do declare. I cannot believe y'all saying that. Disrespectful. That's right. About time. That's disrespectful to tight end crew. Better put a respect on tight end's name right there, baby. We'll take Juju, but hey, man, he's going to have to bulk up. He's going to have to get in that weight room a little bit more than what he's doing.
It was one of our some subs commented on it. I'm just literally posting and bringing it to the table, guys. So that's what I do.
Look at Neff said JD was a very slow tight end. Luckily, he got his strip to block from me.
Hey, now, Chad, this guy was running a 4.4 before Kyle Pitts, and then once Kyle Pitts runs a 4.4, everyone's
Neff knows. He's seen it. He see JD being forged. Okay, that guy. He used to call me Zeus. Is what they used to call me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, why did I call you Zeus? I had a body like a Greek god.
You did.
Still got a little bit on.
You still got it. You still got
a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the Fangio stat. Is there any particular is there anything about that defense that like you think is a something that we do well with? I mean, it's a man defense. What about Fangio's defense is that we kind of eat, that Mahomes just generally eats?
Well, I think part of it is, we are somewhat unconventional in what we do. So when you have a tight end that, like Travis Kelce, with his craftiness can get open, then it changes how you defend us, right? Because sometimes it's almost the same thing in defense. We used to always say that a good defense is a defense where guys are where you're not expecting them to be. So we could draw all the X's and O's on paper, but if a guy is somewhere outside of where we expect him to be, sometimes it just messes you up. And so same thing with Vic Fangio. He's sitting there saying, well, look, man, they're going to run a lot. We run a lot of man and we run a lot of zone against these guys. Accommodation coverage, what I seen he was doing against the Ravens, they were eating them up. Because then all of a sudden we see cover 2 on one side. Well, in the middle, Zay Fly was able to exploit that. We sit there and we see cover quarters on another. Well, Andrews was able to exploit it. So for us, because we have a crafty guy like Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the game right now, shoot, he can run ramp shot on y'all. Not to mention Hollywood Brown, who can run deep on you. Open up the defense. You got to open up your hips right now. Then we hit you with Xavier Worthy on the reverses, or we just give him, a little, wide receiver screen. Okay. Then we sprinkle in a lot of motions and shifts that you don't know what's happening. Who's in the backfield? Who do you got? And so you got to name who you have. That's difficult on defense, man. You're putting a lot of pressure on guys to get it right. And that's all you're asking for, guys to make a mistake. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to exploit what they don't know. We just keep them confused. So you get them in a state of confusion where they had to think all the time, it slows them down. So when they slow down, we play fast. So we got fast guys that can play real fast. So we know we're going to be the fastest runner on the field. We know that. When a young defense that they have, communication's got to be, you better be on top of everything. And so if you're not, guess what? Next thing you need to be knowing, we are striking up the band. So that's how it works, Marcus.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, JD. To see how the veteran presence that we have on the offensive side, just overall in this whole team, the Super Bowl experience that we have versus these guys, it's gonna be interesting to see the that kind of go against each other, the veteran presence in the Super Bowl versus team guys who are a lot of young bucks. So,
Said Chris Pomey said Eagles aren't the same team 2 years ago. Neither are we.
Yep.
Neither are we. Neither are we. And they've gotten better, so have we. Tremendously better. So
yeah, Chris, go back to watch the beginning of the episode, brother. We kind of talk about all that stuff, brother.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.